Man, oh man, I hope everybody had a good day. I definitely did. This is probably the happiest I've ever been after losing El Clasico. Barcelona falls 3-2 against Real Madrid in the Supercopa. But you know what? This is the best I've ever felt after a game like that. The team is coming together. We've had a lot of turmoil, but the reality is we need this team to build. And they did. And they did. We have been waiting for Ansu Fati to come back, and he subbed on. We have been waiting for Pedro to come back, and he subbed on. Listen to this starting lineup, and you can see that things are starting to come around. Jordi Alba on the left, PK, Araujo, and Dani Alves on the right side. Gavi, Busquets, and De Jong in the middle. You know, whenever Busquets is here, that means that Frenkie de Jong doesn't have to always sit so far back. Up top on the left, Dembele, Ferran Torres on the right, and Luke de Jong up top. And honestly, where this team's at, you got to have Luke de Jong up top. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. I know there's a lot of people coming back and trying to get back fit and COVID and injuries, but the reality is this. We are now a very formidable opponent in the air. That is what we do right now as we're working it up, you know, and that does. We can sit upside, poach, wait for second and third opportunities, but at the end of the day, that has been working for us. Don't fight what's working. You just can't fight what's actually working. So here we go. With that lineup, we start off. Honestly, Barcelona's in a very different place than Real Madrid. That's just a fact. But that didn't mean it wasn't going to be a good game, and it was. As a matter of fact, we had a very stout attack. We tried to hold it. We did very tentative at the beginning, but we started to build as it went by. Real Madrid does what they always do with us. They sit there, they settle into the game, and they find counterattacking opportunities. That is actually how they scored their very first goal. But the reality is, we sat back a little too much and got countered on. Now, it was Araujo was in the back, and he had the ball. He's passing up to Busquets as we're coming out of the defense, but almost at the halfway line. And then he gets picked from a counterattack. Busquets loses the ball. It gets picked, pushed off. Vinicius Jr. gets the ball on the left, hits it on the far post. It was really one of those situations where it shouldn't have happened, near post goal, but the defense will improve. You know, Rojo is going to have to get back, especially after you lose the ball. Or I guess he didn't lose the ball, but when you know that your player got picked and you're vulnerable, you got to get back further, but so be it. Barcelona's down 1-0, but you wanted to see how they reacted. And they did. They never stopped. Honestly, Luke de Jong had multiple headers in that first half. He was trying to get him back, and it was quite impressive to see the opportunities the players had. Also, and then Barcelona scores in the 41st minute. It was a pass from Dani Alves in the back right to Frenkie de Jong. As he's pushing up on offense, like I was referencing before, when Busquets is in, he's able to Frenkie de Jong is able to get all the way up top. He pushed up, didn't get the play. Ball was pushed out to Dembele on the left side as he's now playing on the left because Ferran Torres is here, and he centered it across the goal where Courtois was not expecting it, and while it wasn't cleared out great by Real Madrid, it bounced off, but Luke de Jong was there, and he always seems to be there. He's your prototypical big guy, poaching, heading, scoring force. And for us, he gets his very first, El Clasico goal, so good for him. And he has done his job well. So at the halftime, Ferran Torres was taken out. Barcelona and Real Madrid are tied up. Pedro came in, looked good, and I love how he thumps shots from the outside. I love how he gets so close. I tell you what, in this game, Barcelona had 20 shots, 6 on target, right? So these are much more than they've been having in their other games. So you can see the offense is a little different. And a lot of those missed shots, or the ones not on goal, were just wide. I think there was about 4 or 5 missed goals just being wide. Good opportunities. We've got to find a way to narrow that target and get those goals on. So as we're going into the game, it's 1-1. Of course, Real Madrid going up again. They were up all 3 times. So every time Barcelona never had the lead in this game, and Karim Benzema showed why he is Benzema. And I know a lot of people hate on him, but he is one of the greatest forwards in the game It's even more amazing to see what he's done after, Ronaldo left. He still finds a way to get the ball in. You got to respect it. He started an attack from the left side. He gets the ball. He tries to push it out to the right. Wide shot. Great block from Ter Stegen. But the ball bounces back in the mix, and he's there in the far post to clear it up. I like how he always seems to know where to be. I don't think this necessarily was something Ter Stegen could have fixed. I think Ter Stegen's goal was great, or his save was great, but it just kind of got back in the mix. Just got back in the mix. So you got to give Karim Benzema the credit for that. Congrats on that. Now the game continues to go on. Ansu Fati comes in. Now, like I said before, we have turned into an outside crossing presence scoring threat. And it wasn't Luke de Jong in the 83rd minute. It was Ansu Fati. Check this out. Jordi Alba on the left side plays the ball into the box. Flicked on basically a beautiful header. Ansu Fati scores. First game back. Boom. We're a heading team. We're a heading team. And then you could see that this is tied it up 2-2. We ended up losing in overtime. But I was happy to see that Xavi knew, hey, let's put all of our offense in. At one point, he subbed out Dani Alves. He subbed out Dani Alves and brought in Memphis Depay, so you knew they were going all in, and you knew, and I think that's probably smart, right? When you don't think that you have the best team, literally, and I'm not saying Barcelona is not a good team, but they're not the best team on the field, you try to close the deal as fast as possible, and it makes sense. But in the 97th minute, Real Madrid goes ahead. It was a great team goal. It was another transition. They keep their counterattack strong. We went on offense too much, got caught slipping, and they came back and punished us. A goal for Valverde, and they win 3-2, but it was still exciting. The most important thing from this game that I would take from this is that Barcelona never stopped fighting, right? Never had the lead, never put their head down. This is the army that we're going to go to war with moving forward, and if we can have these players, regardless of who stays or contracts, if we can have the youngsters that are on this team, we can be formidable. And yes, we're going to have a new identity. Currently now we are a crossing attacking team. So be it. We can totally get some more some right outside the box shots. We can get more attacks. We can get more inside out attacks. But for right now, we keep these teams tripping on sending the ball over for a header in the box, okay? And that's great because that means that sucks in the middle. That sucks the defender 1 and usually 2 on the point man, and then you have more angle on the outside to kind of sneak your way into the box on the outside. So it leaves space. It's great to see. Very excited about this team. This team had a lot of heart. Real Madrid is always a great counterattacking team. They caught us slipping a couple times, but when it really comes down to what the expectations are for someone who loves Barcelona, I think you have to be happy with what you saw today. I was definitely happy. I was excited. I can't wait for more. I hope everyone does well. Hope everyone's living life their best. Talk to everyone soon. Adios.